Hello, everyone. So I know I'm standing between you and lunch, so I'll try to be fast. So I work with Professor Adam Chipala and Professor Arvind both at MIT, and I work on the formal verification platform. It's a general purpose verification platform, but we are going to be using it for RISC-V verification. So this is part of the big risky expedition by MIT. So we are building a library of modules, which we are going to assemble into RISC-V processors, including multi-core processors, and we are going to synthesize circuits, both for FPGAs and for ASICs from this. And where my work and my team's work fits in is in providing the formal verification platform for this. So we are interested in performing full system verification of these RISC-V processors. By full system, I mean we are not testing for properties like buffer overflow or deadlock freedom or anything. We are basically making sure that the RISC-V implementations meet the specifications. And we are also interested in checking the actual code which is being generated, as opposed to checking a model, a simplified model, and making sure it works. So that's why Arvind talked about this yesterday, and Andy talked about it today morning. We are interested in building actual chips with proofs. OK, so let's go over a typical hardware design methodology. So let's say you have a multi-core processor with two processors connected to a cache coherent hierarchy, implementing, let's say, an MSI protocol. So people would want to optimize this protocol and change it to MOSI, for instance. That's a typical optimization. They wouldn't want to change anything about the core. And they may want to add multiple cores. Instead of just a two-core processor, they can have an n-core processor. This is typically simple in languages like Chisel and BlueSpec, because you can do a lot of parameterization in that. Of course, if you hard code anything, you won't be able to do this easily. None of us obviously hard code anything in our designs, right? And we may want to optimize these in-order cores into out-of-order cores for better performance. So these are all typical optimizations which you do in hardware, and you do it in a modular fashion. We want to replicate this work in verification. What I mean by that is, let's say we verified a complex system A plus B. We have gotten it approved. Now we optimize A to A prime, let's say, and we also verify this formally. We want to get this property for free. That is, if you connect A prime to B, we want to be able to conclude that this whole system is correct. So this should be done independent of the context of B. And this is what we mean by modular verification of a full system. And this follows exactly this follows the intuition you have while you're designing components in a modular manner. And we want to capture that formally. And we also want to be able to support parameterization. That is, we don't want to verify specific instances, like a two-core system. We want to be able to verify an n-core system. OK, let me give a 10,000 feet overview of how we capture this intuition. So let's look at a typical hardware module. It has some state in it. It has some state transitions operating on the state. And of course, these transitions take some inputs from the external environment and produces an output to the external environment. What this module actually encompasses inside is immaterial in terms of its behavior. So we only care about its I/O behavior, the input-output behavior. So what we are capturing in our verification framework is a way to analyze this input-output behavior of a module alone without actually, we need to analyze, we need to look into the module in order to capture what the I/O behavior is. But in terms of verification, we say that A optimizes B if and only if the I/O behavior of A matches the I/O behavior of B. Here I have used the subset relation because an implementation can restrict the behaviors as opposed to a specification. OK, so we encompass this idea in the Kami verification framework. It is actually a DSL inside the Cog Proof Assistant, which is meant for verifying BlueSpec-like hardware. And it embodies the theory of modular verification, which I gave a gist of. And descriptions in Kami can be transliterated. It's basically the same semantics as BlueSpec. So you can go from and into BlueSpec easily. And in terms of I/O, this is similar to the I/O present in BlueSpec. That is, input and output are abstracted as method calls, and state transitions are abstracted as rules of BlueSpec. And this framework supports arbitrary parameterization. For instance, you can actually build a cache hierarchy of trees, arbitrarily shaped trees, instead of a specific tree. And you can have verification theorems of the form, for any number of processors, this multi-core system with that number of processors implements sequential consistency. And we also support semi-automatic verification. In the sense, you have to supply a lot of invariants about your system. It's not going to directly infer the invariants on its own. But once you have supplied all the invariants, proving that the invariants hold for the particular system is kind of automatic. It's still not there yet. We are working towards full automation, but it's almost there. And that's what I'm going to talk about now. So work in progress. We have finished building all the theory for this, and we are working on the automation part. It's almost there now. And we are testing this automation on a pretty big example. So we have a multi-core system with n processors. Each of the cores are similar to the multi-cycle core which Andy described in the talk in the morning. And the cache hierarchy is extremely detailed. It's a multi-level hierarchy of coherent caches. And we are proving that this system implements sequential consistency. And in terms of the processor, it's not a full-fledged processor. So we have parameterized on the execute and decode function, so you can actually implement any sort of ISA on that. And one of the people in my group is working on implementing the RISC-V ISA for this. And it has no virtual memory support for now. And the iCache is read-only, so it doesn't support self-modifying code yet, this particular example. But the cache hierarchy is extremely detailed. So we are implementing a full-fledged directory-based MSI protocol with detailed modeling, not modeling, detailed specification of transient states. And we have like non-blocking MSHRs in this, and so on. So that's basically my talk. And for concluding, I'll just reiterate what we are saying. Kami is a general-purpose hardware verification framework, which we are using for verifying designs in RISC-V Expedition. And the plan is to verify a real out-of-order core, multi-core system containing virtual memory and so on, connected to cache hierarchies. For that, we, of course, need a formal spec, and we are working towards that. And thank you.
Oh, that was quick.